As news broke that the third installment of Confidential Assignment has officially entered early development, the Korean film industry was immediately stirred. Yet what truly captures attention is not just the storyline, but a critical question: will the trio that defined the franchise's identity, Hyun Bin, Yoo Hae Jin, and YoonA, return? From inter-Korean cooperation to a box office formula. Released in 2017, the first film was more than just an action comedy. It was a bold experiment, using inter-Korean collaboration as its narrative backbone while packaging political tension into an accessible entertainment format. Hyun Bin's cold, disciplined North Korean detective Lim Cheol-ryung stood in stark contrast to Yoo Hae Jin's laid-back and comedic Kang Jin-tae. This contrast created a rare and compelling on-screen dynamic, one that became the franchise's signature. With over 7.8 million admissions, the film's success went beyond commercial metrics. It revealed a broader trend: Korean audiences are willing to engage with politically tinged narratives, if delivered through compelling, mainstream storytelling. Confidential Assignment succeeded where many failed, transforming sensitive subject matter into mass entertainment. Part 2: Reinvention as a Survival Strategy. By 2022, Confidential Assignment 2 International reaffirmed the franchise's appeal with approximately 6.9 million viewers. However, this success was not merely a continuation of past glory. The addition of YoonA as Park Min-young functioned as a strategic variable. Beyond adding a feminine dimension, YoonA helped broaden the film's demographic reach, particularly among younger and international audiences familiar with the Hallyu wave. More importantly, her character provided balance, softening the dominance of action with humor and emotional accessibility. Part 2 was not just a sequel, it was a recalibration of the franchise. Part 3, the final, conclusion or crucial stress test? The third installment, tentatively titled Confidential Assignment, the final, is expected to begin filming next year. Unlike its predecessors, however, this project faces a significant challenge: the increasingly packed schedules of its leading stars. Hyun Bin remains at the peak of his career with back-to-back major projects. Yoo Hae Jin continues to be one of Korea's most reliable actors. Meanwhile, YoonA is expanding her presence on the international stage. Coordinating all three is no longer a given. This raises a strategic question: can the Confidential Assignment franchise survive without one of its core pillars? The franchise dilemma: stars versus story. In franchise filmmaking, sustainability typically follows one of two paths: star-driven or narrative-driven. Confidential Assignment has always leaned toward the former, building its appeal around character chemistry. Without Hyun Bin, the film risks losing its serious, heroic axis. Without Yoo Hae Jin, its comedic backbone weakens significantly. Without YoonA, the series may regress into a less balanced, more traditional format. In essence, Part 3 is not just a finale, it is a stress test for the franchise's entire structural model. A new perspective: time to break the formula? Some industry analysts suggest that instead of forcing a full cast reunion, the producers could use this moment to restructure the franchise. Introducing new characters, expanding into deeper international settings, or shifting toward a more politically driven spy thriller tone could open a new chapter. However, this approach carries risk. Audiences don't just watch Confidential Assignment for the plot, they return for familiarity, a quality that is difficult to replicate. JK Film and the expansion strategy. Behind the franchise's success is JK Film, a production company known for its sharp market instincts. Their simultaneous development of a sequel to Ode to My Father and the martial arts project Belladonna reflects a clear strategy: building long-term franchises rather than relying on single hits. In an increasingly competitive Korean film market, owning multiple strong intellectual properties is key to long-term dominance. Conclusion: a defining moment for a franchise and an industry. Confidential Assignment, the final, is more than just the closing chapter of a successful series. It represents a critical test of franchise sustainability in an era where audiences are more selective and the market more fragmented. If the trio of Hyun Bin, Yoo Hae Jin, and YoonA reunites, the film will likely secure both emotional resonance and commercial strength. If not, the franchise must prove it can stand on the strength of its narrative alone. Either way, this installment is more than a film, it is a high-stakes case study that could redefine the future of Korean commercial cinema.